Hey, welcome to Monday Marketing Madness, Digital Red Zone Academy. I'm Keir Anderson. I just to start the year, we're going to do what we call Monday Marketing Madness, and it'll be the second Monday of every month, and we'll go over what's new in the digital marketing world. But not to spend too much time. I think you'll get the gist when you listen to the recordings here. So we want to talk about an article I read that was the 7 online marketing trends that will dominate 2018. Now, what I want to do is, too many of these reports, while very useful to me, but to your average small business owner, it probably flies over their head or it doesn't even get digested because, unfortunately, marketing people like to change words of everything all the time. It may be the same thing, but they've got a new hot word for it, which only adds to confusion. You see it all the time, whether it's politics, advertising, sports. They've always got a new hot catchphrase to keep your interest, quite honestly. And so I just want to go over these 7 online marketing trends. You can see the article at www.forbes.com and put it into the perspective of a small business owner. I know as one, we get overlooked when it comes to digital marketing quite a bit. We kind of have to fight for ourselves. And so part of what we want to do at Digital Red Zone is educate our clients and help them better understand what's out there and what's available to them. So the number one trend that they're talking about to look out for next year is big data. So big data, that and artificial intelligence are going to go hand in hand. Basically, there's never been a time where you can target and market your potential customer better than right now. And it'll be better than this next year. Whether you're using Facebook ads, Google, if you're going through the mobile network, if you're going through the display network, we can really hyper-target, whether it's geographically or based on income or sex or behaviors. So we can put ads on people that like flowers if you sell flowers. It's great. And unfortunately, the small business owners we see don't take advantage of this. For our clients, we track their data all the time. We're looking at their analytics. We want to see what pages they go to, when they go to them, when do we put our ads out. We know in Columbia, South Carolina, there are a lot of people that are looking to buy things on the 15th and 30th or in conjunction with paydays. And that's when you want your ads to run. We know, if you're a dentist office, your Mondays and Tuesdays are big days for people setting up appointments. That's when we want your ads to run. So using big data in conjunction with the ability to really target your potential audience just means that every dollar you spend in advertising is going to be better capitalized and you're going to get a higher rate of return on that dollar because you've targeted better. If you go put an ad on in a newspaper, billboard, TV, radio, and say 30,000 people see it or hear it, you haven't targeted the audience. So of those 30,000, maybe 28,000 have no interest in your product. It's not even, they can't even buy your product. Well, you've wasted that dollar. And so that's where using big data and digital ads really has a competitive advantage over other advertising platforms. Number 2, non-visual experiences. Okay, so that's a crafty word that just means that, those voice search engines where you can just click on your phone or use the box in the kitchen and say, hey, whatever, play me my favorite song, and they play it. That seems to be something everyone's jumping on to try and use to market. I think the best way to market through those things, obviously search engine optimizations will play into that. But the best way, I think, to I think they'll have an ad platform where this search is brought to you by, and then you'll be able to buy the ad through there. I think those would be the best way to use those. But that's an emerging technology that we'll see just how it works. I don't know that if you're buying a product, you got conflicting numbers here. So all the information says when we go buy a product, we check the reviews, we check their reputation, we do our research on them, on the product or service, and we look for, obviously, we price shop. And so when doing that, I don't know that you're using your voice search yet. Now, in the future, quite possibly as it gets better. But as of right now, probably not. So app capitalization is number 3. Again, targeting through the mobile network. So again, target, target, target. So if you sell umbrellas and you want to target people that would use your umbrella, or people that are interested in the weather, maybe you would target specific weather apps through the mobile exchange and have your ad show up there. Great for branding. Nothing better. Display ads for branding. The number of impressions per dollar spent is better than anything. You can, I mean, compared to direct mail, you can't even get in the game sending a postcard to reach the same number of people for the same cost as you can with a display ad. Plus, a display ad you can target. So, you can target them geographically much like you can with mail, but you can also target them based on the interest they're going to. So, if they're interested in tennis and you're selling tennis balls, your ad will show up on websites having to do with tennis. So, your ad won't show up on websites having to do with motor oil. Nobody's shopping for tennis balls when they're looking at motor oil. Native ads, smart content. This is the interesting thing about this is there's not a native ad here on this page, so I just thought that was interesting. But most people don't know what native ads are until you have somebody show you, and then you realize you've clicked on them and you go, "Oh, that was garbage." So they're just sneaky ways of hiding an ad into a website to look like it's a native part of the website, so it's part of the story. This is nothing new. I mean, Google AdWords used to do it with the text ads. I guess it's a trend they're thinking is going to be a big deal next year. Display ads for small business owners is a better way to go. The amount of money to run these native ads, if you're a bigger brand, it's great. Maybe you can drive them to, you would use it. So say you're selling, I don't know, some Bitcoin learning course, and so you put an article within the website to make it look like it's part of it that says, learn this great thing about Bitcoin and how everyone got rich. You click over, it takes them to the website, then you get them into your funnel and you can sell them the course. If you're selling plumbing, probably not something that you need to be doing. And we'll see how long this trend lasts, because as users get used to these ads, taking them to things that maybe don't necessarily provide them value, they may ignore them, and they will not be as effective. Micro moments, this is one of Google's things where, I don't know, basically anything you can get people to do on the fly. So, if I'm looking for the best restaurant, do you show up? Are you the best restaurant? Well, that's determined by the consumer. But if they refer you as the best restaurant, that's a good search term, is what they're basically saying. And, there are micro moments for people looking for ideas or making a list when shopping or finding a brand. So I'm looking for an idea to eat dinner. All right. I'm making a list of restaurants in the town I'm about to go to eat dinner, or I'm finding a brand of restaurant. So which restaurant is the best for Chinese food in the place where I'm going? And that's micro market. We tackle this usually with search engine optimization anyways, but it can be used in the display. It's also great on Facebook. So when people are, if they're looking at going on vacation somewhere, or if they're just looking for a toothbrush, I think this was one of the examples they had was best toothbrush was a search that was more popular now, and those are what they call your micro moments. For say a guy who does flooring, you would be like, best flooring installer in the area. They're looking for the best people to put in the product. Maybe they already have the product, but that'll still get you the traffic and the opportunity to possibly sell the product. Content and influencer networks. So I've always thought that for a small business owner, for the money, you can brand yourself on really big websites. So for instance, we do it. So you'll see ads for Digital Red Zone, and it'll be on USA Today, Now, granted, the only people seeing that ad on USA Today would possibly be in Columbia, South Carolina, or another town in which we've got clients. Maybe, San Francisco, California, if we want to target that town to increase our client base, we can do that. And what it does is shows your brand. For instance, right here, you've got Liquid Web as a hosting company, so their brand is now branded to me as with Forbes, the two together. Just it adds influence, and for the money, you can't beat a display ad branding yourself on targeted high ticket websites like that, and the cost is negligible. Is nothing what you would think it'd be. Individual communications. Now this is one that comes up all the time, and I just look. If you're a small business owner, your competitive advantage is being small. And so what this is talking about is with these chat bots that they put on websites where you go and something pops up. Can I help you? You think it's a human the first time you use it, and then you realize quickly it's not. The technology, we've used them, we've tested them. I don't have them on a single site anymore. They cause more problems than they solve. It gets people angry, and first impressions are everything. So I tell our small business clients, look, your advantage is being personal. Your advantage is being small. You're the expert, and you're right here, and you can do it, and you can answer the questions. And if you discuss that with your client, your potential customers, saying, look, I'd love to spend some time with you. Let's schedule a time. They'll understand. I know we're in a world where we want everything right this second, but with some products, and especially some services, a little care and a little TLC goes a long, long way. And that's where a chatbot, it just can't do it. So those were the 7 online marketing trends that will dominate 2018, according to Forbes at Forbes.com. And I hope this has been somewhat educational, informative. And if you got any questions, you can always contact us at Digital Red Zone. I'm Keir Anderson, and we'll see you again next month.